On today's spooky spot, we're going to be having a look at It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. We're going to be looking at Snoopy and his little friend Woodstock. Now this is a larger set, a little bit bigger, and actually I'll just use this as a comparison because I'm going to use this comparison anyways in this review. But if I just move it over, just got to give you guys a size comparison to how big this set is. Snoopy was actually available as a single carded pack figure as well. This is roughly about the size of what the other Peanuts characters were in. It's these smaller cards. But as you can see, Snoopy was featured both in a single card as well as a larger pack that also featured a back display and of course included Woodstock. Kind of confused as to why Snoopy didn't come with Woodstock in the single card. Seems like an obvious, but for some reason poor Woodstock got left out on the single card. I don't know why either, guys. I just don't know. But for the sake of the review, we can't certainly do a review of Snoopy without his friend Woodstock. So I'm not going to actually review the single card Snoopy. Instead, we're actually going to review the full set of Snoopy, complete with the back diorama as well. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Package-wise, it's kind of roughly the same kind of package as the individual cards we've got down below. We've got Charlie Brown, and on the side we've got Lucy. It says It's Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. On the back, we've got Snoopy versus the Red Baron, featuring the Flying Ace, his doghouse, and a French chalet. And then we've also got the Big Halloween Party, featuring Charlie Brown, Lucy, and party accessories. Down below, the gang's all here. Collect all 4 Peanuts figures and create your own Great Pumpkin themed Halloween display. You can also check out www.foreverfun.com for more, I guess, things that they make. Oh, and what do we got down here? Just copyright. 2009. Made in China. There you go. So that's packaging on Snoopy and his little friend Woodstock. What we're going to do is we're going to open this up and we're going to have a look at It's the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown. We're going to be having a look at Snoopy. So stay tuned, guys. Don't go anywhere. Woo! And we are back. Well, we've taken it all out of the package. Unfortunately, the real disappointing part of it is the chalet. The chalet. I love saying that. Unfortunately, it's there's no back area to it, so it actually doesn't stand very well. It was only out of sheer luck that I actually got it to stand on this set. If I just move Snoopy out of the way and he's going to fall. Oh, no, maybe, yeah, there he goes. You can actually take the back card out, and as you can see, I've done a heck of a job taking it out, so much so I've ripped the back. But you could actually take the back card out of the box, the inner insert. You can actually take the chalet and you can throw it at the back. And kind of like that, you can have yourself a little diorama. And then you can, of course, take the house, put it there, and have it thus far like that. Kind of looks cool. Unfortunately, I've ripped the card, though. I've ripped the insert. But I do like the fact that at least they gave you the option that you could kind of have it on display. You could have it on display like that, but it does actually look pretty neat in there. So if you do own this set, or you're actually planning on picking up this set, I would say be a little more careful. Don't be like Butterfingers here and rip the blasted insert. At least the chalet can cover it. People aren't going to see it. But there you go. So we'll just move that out of the way. Move the chalet. I don't know why I say it like that. The chalet. Oh well. It's not going to stand. It's going to fall. Boom. There you go. Let's bring in the doghouse, though. And we'll bring in Snoopy and we'll bring in Woodstock. Before we actually look at Snoopy. Snoopy is actually very cool. I'm going to get into reasons why as soon as you know what? He's going to just take a nap. Let's actually have a look at the doghouse. The doghouse is very cool. Unfortunately, the front is not open, so you can't actually have Snoopy inside. completely hollow. Not much you can really do with it, but as a doghouse, it looks pretty neat. Got bullet holes, of course, all along the sides. This always reminds me too. Here I go with my stories, you know. Okay, I always find it funny, and I still chuckle to this day during the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown when Snoopy is flying around on his house and he's going like this and he's going. I always find that funny. Oh, I love that. But his house is really neat. It's a nice bright red. I like the bullet holes. It's the exact same house as what you would find on the single card. There's nothing different with it whatsoever. But it is very neat. On the top, there is a little dip. And that actually is where you can take Snoopy here. You take Snoopy and you can actually have him perched up on top of his house. Like so. And just like that, he does actually look pretty cool. Woodstock really is nothing more than just a single piece, but he can sit in front with Snoopy. I don't know if I necessarily would say the Snoopy really captures the feel of when he was in the cartoon, but it still is pretty neat. I think it's pretty neat. I mean, really, you'll be surprised with the Snoopy how cool he actually is. The Woodstock, there's not really much to be said for him. He's got this giant scarf. He's got himself the little, I guess, goggles on it, the aviator goggles. But he is pretty neat. Now, I would say, and I think I'm wrong. No, I am right. There is actually a magnet from. It seems like there is actually a magnet. It's not a strong magnet, but it's enough just to kind of keep Snoopy in place. That when you put him on his house, and mind you, if you actually get it right, he won't actually move very much at all. So it's just that. I think he can. Yeah, there is actually a magnet in there, which is kind of neat. Now, this is actually stuff I didn't realize because they make no reference of this on the packaging. I'm going to put Woodstock up here just so he stays out of the way. Gotta say, there's really a lot to like about Snoopy here. And you're probably thinking to yourself, well, there's not really much to him, Spot. He's just a PVC figure. There's no articulation whatsoever to speak of. And he's got a hat on. He's got his aviator helmet on. Like, what more can you do with him? Oh, and he's got a scarf. What's neat is that you can actually take this off. It's completely rubber. And underneath, you've got yourself a regular Snoopy. Pretty cool. Certainly did not mention it anywhere in the packaging. And you got yourself a little rubber hat. Put that aside, and again, you're thinking, it's cool, yeah, okay, I get it. But it's a shame that he's just a PVC figure. You can't really do anything with him. Well, you'll notice there's a little seam, if I move his scarf out, there's a little seam that actually goes around Snoopy here. If you actually take the figure and you, first of all, his head can rotate, simple enough, but you can actually take this lower half, and if you rotate it, watch the magic. You rotate it, rotate it like that. Well, that's not right, he's backwards. You just rotate his feet, and just like that, you've got a standing Snoopy. How clever is that? I think that's pretty clever indeed. So right there, I'm gonna give more points to the fact that you can actually take Snoopy, and you can take him from a sitting position to a standing position just with a few turns. Very, very neat. So scarf is in the way. We go move it away. So I really, really like this set. It just goes to show. If I get his helmet back on. It just goes to really show that sometimes things are a lot cooler once you actually get them out of packaging. And Snoopy here is actually a very good example of that. The Woodstock, yeah, he's not really much. There's not really much to be said for Woodstock. But the Snoopy, on the other hand, is very, very cool. So whether you want to have him standing or if you want to have him as a sitting, get his feet back, you can actually put him back on his house, and you've got him back as the flying Snoopy on his doghouse. Puts Woodstock just like that. So a very cool set, and definitely a great set to go along with your other Peanuts figures. Makes for a nice little diorama. Poor Woodstock, he fell. So today's spooky spot, if I get the chalet back up, today's spooky spot, we were having a look at Snoopy and his little friend Woodstock. Definitely a cool figure. And I'll see you guys next time for another spooky spot. Later.